India marks first anniversary of COVID-19 vaccination drive. Role of medical staff exceptional, says Prime Minister Modi. Election Commission bans physical rallies and roadshows till 22nd of this month. Education Iconic Week to begin from tomorrow. Northeast Zone Cultural Centre, Guwahati to hold Shilpa Mahots virtually. And in Meghalaya, Wailoi Catholic Church celebrates Diamond Jubilee. Chief Minister takes part. A very good evening, viewers, and welcome to the Northeast News Bulletin. This is Ajanta Chaudhary bringing to you the stories in detail. India marks the first anniversary of the nationwide vaccination drive against COVID-19 today. It was on this day last year when Prime Minister Narendra Modi had launched the world's largest vaccination drive to combat the pandemic. Speaking on the occasion, Modi said that never before in history has this type of a large-scale vaccination campaign been undertaken. Meanwhile, it may be mentioned that vaccination had begun with health workers on 16th January last year. Thereafter, it opened for frontline workers, followed by the 60-plus age group and those above 45 years with comorbidities from 1st March. Lastly, the vaccination for those above 18 years commenced from 1st May 2021. Prime Minister Narendra Modi saluted each and every individual who is associated with the COVID-19 vaccination as it completes 1 year today. In a series of tweets, Modi said the country's vaccination drive has added great strength to the fight against COVID-19. He said this has led to saving lives and thus protecting livelihoods. Modi further said the role of the doctors, nurses and healthcare workers is exceptional in this regard. Meanwhile, Modi also reiterated that India's approach to fighting the pandemic will always remain science-based, while the government is augmenting health infrastructure to ensure citizens get proper care. Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia today released a commemorative postal stamp on India's achievement in developing an indigenous COVID-19 vaccine. The postal stamp was released today to mark the 1-year anniversary of the vaccination drive in the country. Speaking on the occasion, Dr. Mandavia said that today is an important day for everyone. He further said that the world is amazed by India's vaccination drive and the fact that over 156 crore doses have been administered in the country so far. The minister informed that 93% of people above 18 years have been vaccinated with the first dose, while 70% of the population is fully vaccinated.
एक वर्ष में 156 करोड़ से अधिक डोज देश में एडमिनिस्टर हो चुके हैं.
Following a meeting in this regard, the Election Commission extended a ban on physical rallies and roadshows until the 22nd of this month. The poll body granted relaxation for the political parties to extend that indoor meetings of maximum of 300 persons or 50% of the capacity of the hall and prescribed limit set by state disaster management authorities can be referred to. Meanwhile, the Commission has directed political parties to adhere to the provisions of Model Code of Conduct and the broad guidelines of COVID. In Meghalaya, the final publication of electoral roll, which includes the supplementary of electoral roll of the 3 constituencies falling under West Khasi Hills district, namely Nongstoin, Rambrai, Jingam and Mawshran Road, was formally released by the District Election Officer, West Khasi Hills, in a meeting presided over by ADC HK Taba. Meanwhile, in Ribhoi too, the draft electoral roll for all 5 assembly constituencies under Ribhoi district, namely Mauhati, Nongpo, Jirang, Umsning and Umroi, were also released.
They recognize that the ongoing process, kabang kira dulu kapal kuno upon Maria Dakar Krasna, but kena di online, so they can go online and enroll in the Dakaba I he got Islaki Babian, who supporting Mickey.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah said that the use of chemical fertilizers will increase cancer by 50% in the next 15 years. In a virtual interaction with farmers of Gujarat, he appealed to the farmers to adopt natural farming as excess use of chemical fertilizers will lead to increased cancer cases. He also set a target to encourage 50% of the farmers in his Gandhinagar Lok Sabha constituency to give up chemical fertilizers and take up natural farming. Shah further informed that due to excess use of chemical fertilizers, the soil is slowly turning barren while the poison has started reaching the underground sources of water. Meanwhile, natural farming with the use of dung and urine of Indian cow breeds is the only way to restore the productivity of the soil, added Shah. Now we take a short break. We will be back with more news. Stay tuned.
Come on boys, let's go practice.
अरे रुक यार, मेरे बैंक अकाउंट में गलत एंट्री का प्रॉब्लम हो गया है।
भाई तो बैंक को कंप्लेन करना।
बैंक को लिखे 1 महीना हो गया है, बट वो गूगली पे गूगली डाले जा रहा है।
तो आरबीआई के बैंकिंग लोकपाल को इन्फॉर्म करो।
रुक मैं समझाता हूँ। जैसे क्रिकेट में थर्ड अंपायर, वैसे ही आरबीआई का बैंकिंग ओम्बुड्समैन। आरबीआई कहता है अगर बैंक आपकी कंप्लेंट को 1 महीने में नहीं सुलझाता तो आप आरबीआई के कंप्लेंट मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम पर ऑनलाइन कंप्लेंट कर सकते हैं। ये आरबीआई का आसान तरीका है आपकी कंप्लेंट सुलझाने का, और वो भी फ्री।
आरबीआई कहता है जानकार बनिए, सतर्क रहिए।
Welcome back to the Northeast News Bulletin. The Department of School Education and Literacy will celebrate the iconic week under Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav from tomorrow. As per the Education Ministry, as part of the iconic week, the department will organize a series of events. These include a 2-day international webinar on toys and games to play, make and learn, and a webinar on inclusive education. The webinar will be organized in partnership with Atal Innovation Mission through virtual and physical mode. The main objective of the webinar is to make parents and teachers aware about the technology and assistive devices available for children with special needs. Keeping in mind the pandemic situation, the Northeast Zone Cultural Centre, Guwahati, has decided to hold the 17th Shilpa Gram Mahotsav 2022 virtually from the 17th to 20th of this month. The virtual Mahotsav will focus only on dance and music. Artists from the states of Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Tripura, Maharashtra, West Bengal and Odisha will be participating in the Utsav. Meanwhile, coinciding with the closing function of the Shilpa Gram Mahotsav, award distribution ceremony for the Young Talented Artist Award Scheme for 2019-2020 will also be held on 20th January 2022. 16 young talented artists will be awarded on the occasion. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma today attended the Diamond Jubilee celebration of the Veloy Catholic Church. Taking to his Twitter handle, Sangma expressed that he was blessed to be a part in this milestone of the church. He further prayed that the Almighty continues to use the church to bless all the people. In the COVID-19 update for the Northeast, Arunachal Pradesh has reported a figure of 1,070 active cases, even as discharge cases caseload stands at 55,141. The tally for the dead is 282. In Assam, the active cases caseload is 17,777, while the cured cases account for 6,18,701. The death toll is 6,201. Embroiled with 1,663 active cases, Manipur has notched up 1,23,902 released cases, even as the death toll touched 2,014. Meghalaya has recorded 991 active cases, even as dismissed cases caseload is 83,666. The tally for the dead is 1,490. Encumbered by a caseload of 8,921 active cases, Mizoram has reported 1,42,764 discharge cases, even as the dead account for 570. With 404 active cases in its kitty, Nagaland has reported 31,727 cured cases. The death toll is 703. Sikkim has 1,726 active cases, followed by 32,260 discharge cases, even as tally for the dead is 413. Reporting 5,106 active cases, Tripura has notched up 84,991 cured cases. The tally for the dead is 838. In the COVID update from the nation, a total of 7,743 cases of Omicron variant of COVID-19 have been reported so far in the country. On the other hand, over 156 crore 76 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses have been administered so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. Meanwhile, India's active caseload currently stands at 15,50,377, while more than 2,71,000 new cases were reported in the last 24 hours. As per the Health Ministry data, over 1,38,000 people have recovered in the last 24 hours, with the recovery rate currently being 94.51%. With this, more than 3 crore 50 lakh people have recovered from the infection in the country so far. However, 318 deaths were reported in the last 24 hours. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma attended the 16th annual conference of the Council of Nokmas at Dadangre and presided over the meeting. In his address, Sangma said that as traditional heads, Nokmas continue to play a pivotal part in the overall functioning of the Garo tribal society and in carrying out key developmental initiatives. Meanwhile, taking to his Twitter handle, Sangma informed that a financial assistance of Rs 1.45 crore was also handed over to the chairman of the council for construction purpose. For more updates, viewers can also watch our bulletins and other programs on our YouTube channel, DD News Guwahati. And finally, to end the news, the main points once again. India marks first anniversary of COVID-19 vaccination drive. Role of medical staff exceptional, says Prime Minister Modi. Election Commission bans physical rallies and roadshows till 22nd of this month. Education Iconic Week to begin from tomorrow. Northeast Zone Cultural Centre, Guwahati to hold Shilpa Mahots virtually. And in Meghalaya, Veloy Catholic Church celebrates Diamond Jubilee. Chief Minister takes part. And that brings us to the end of this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in.